Hello and welcome back. Today we are looking at combining our Season 2 Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Thunder Zords into a Thunder Megazord. You would have seen in the previous videos I've looked at all the Zords individually. Now it's time to bring them together into their Zord mode and see how they function and whether they're worth it as a overall kids toy. So the first thing you're going to want to do is take any Zords out of their battle modes into their original configurations. One thing I will say while I'm doing this is that I miss Bandai's and even Hasbro's attempt at that Zord builder type line. I really felt that for a playability from a kid's perspective, which the toys were for, was an amazing idea. It allowed kids to really use their imaginations, and it would have been a lot of fun if we could have seen that continued with Playmates and, you know, being able to mix and match the various Megazords Playmates are putting out. But it is what it is. So also need to remove any weaponry from the Zords ready for their combined mode. So first thing you're going to want to do is take your Dragon Zord and rotate the legs 90 degrees and drop the feet down like so. Bring those arms down and bring those out like that. There we have that ready. That can go to one side. We're also going to want to ready our Firebird Thunder Zord by removing the tail, dropping that head back and bringing these round ready to connect together. The Lion Thunder Zord comes apart, so you're just going to want to take those legs off, bring that head down, and there's a couple of clips here which you'll need to fold out. Bring the arms out ready. Bring the arms out ready. And then we need the Griffin and the Unicorn Thunder Zord. So bring back that shin guard, drop these heads and necks back, and then lift the legs up. Same with the Griffin. I think my fingers are a little fat for this, and they're definitely designed more for kids, which again, this is a kid's toy, so that's important. With our legs ready, this one will be the right leg, this the left. And get our Zord, or our Red Dragon, and slide that into one leg, and then get the other one and slide that in like so. It appears that they bend at the knee to, there we go, to allow for some posability there. Not quite sure how far out those are supposed to go. I definitely think they're supposed to, so they do need to come out, but I think these legs need to bend a little bit more. So yeah, I think it's something closer to that maybe, but we will see in time. We can take the Firebird Thunder Zord, and there are some pegs on the back here, so these will connect into the back pegs here like so, and there is a nice firm lock there. Then the front just comes around like that. What is this? Oh, that's why. There we go, the leg wasn't in properly, so make sure your legs are in properly. Huh. There we go. Make sure those arms are out nice and wide. Bring in our chest piece from the lion. And these will just slide in between the arms. Like so. Nice tight fit there. Very reminiscent of the original Bandai one from back in the day. Get those arms in the right positions. Then they slide in like so, and the rest of the arm just sort of tucks up away inside. Same on this side. There we go. I've done this the long way around. So both fit either or, but if you want to get this correct and have the right arm on the right and left, you just need to make sure the screws go on the bottom. Same on this side. Bring those in, lock that up, lock that up. Then we can bring in the helmet, and the helmet sits on top and fits really quite nice and snugly. And there we have him in his robot mode, or sorry, in the Megazord mode even. The sword can come in and fit onto the Firebird's wing, and I believe according to the instructions, if you want, you can even fit the Firebird's missiles on the back like so. So there we have the, there we go, the Thunder Megazord. And it looks really decent in its alt mode. It's big, it's chunky, which I think kids will quite enjoy. It's definitely a kid's play toy, which is what it's supposed to be. Yeah, it's solid, everything holds together well, nothing feels loose or that it's going to fall apart. Kids can pick it up, they can move it around, they can bash it about without fear of breaking it. Everything comes together really nice and tightly. It looks decent in its alt mode. The helmet looks a little weird. I think that's a little too bulky, but it doesn't necessarily make or break the figure. I like the fact that they've incorporated the missiles for the Firebird onto the back here. Would have been nice if they could have done something similar with the missiles for the Griffin and Unicorn, but it is what it is, I suppose. If you really wanted, he can hold them like that. As for weapons, the arms have little rubber seals in the hands to obviously help maintain a nice tight grip. In fact, as you can see here, this one's quite tight, and you may find it's actually better to sort of do it in half and push it up through. So you can hold the spear if needed. The sword comes out and fits into the hand nice and tight, so you can get him swinging that. This is something I don't like. On the line, it just pegs in. I don't know why it isn't a fully joined piece and is something separate. But again, it's not something that necessarily makes or breaks that figure. It's just a little awkward. Get that helmet back on. So, Thunder Zord. It's definitely a kid's toy, which is what it's meant to be. It's aimed at the kids market. I think it looks absolutely fantastic as a kid's toy. I think Playmates have done really, really well with this. Each of the individual Zords are hitting that £20 price point, which I've sort of discussed in the previous videos, making this Thunder Megazord £100. Once you've combined everything together, it doesn't look like a lot for £100. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the Legacy Thunder Megazord, which was like 120 back in the day. I'll get rid of the weapons for a minute. So I'm just doing this for a size comparison, so you can see that they are similar in height. They are probably a couple of inches. This one's probably a couple of inches bigger. I'm not going to discuss any other comparabilities here. Obviously, this one had its issues. I feel £100 for it is kind of expensive. If you could get the Zords for £15 each, I've noticed the Season 1 Zords are now on sale for sort of £15 each, which makes the entire Zord £75, which I feel is a lot more of a reasonable asking price. These are just hitting toy stores now, and no doubt they will be on the shelves for Christmas. If you can get them at a slightly cheaper price point for your kids for the Christmas season, then I think it's definitely worth it. At the £100 price point, it's nice. I like it. It has some playability to it. It could have maybe done with something a little bit more. Maybe the legs could have been articulated. Just a little something to help make it stand out. But otherwise, it's a decent enough toy. I'm reasonably happy with it. Let's look at making the White Tiger Zord now and see how that fares. So I'm just going to take these apart. So for the White Tiger Zord, it's been a very long time since I did this Zord. We need the Tiger Zord as it is. The head goes around like that. And that lifts up, so we get those in the right positions. Then we can take the legs off of our okay, let's get rid of the Firebird first. Remove the Firebird. Legs are so the legs take a lot of force to get out, to the point that I'm almost concerned I'm going to break them. You definitely want the legs to be the last thing you disconnect, as everything else is going to go flying. Right, so fold the arms back into the shoulder pads. White Tiger's shoulders drop down, and then these come and clip over the top like so. Like so. There we go. They fit over the top. The legs, right, so do the feet, you need to drop these back around, fold this back up, and then bring this down. No. So I think you've got to drop that back first. Yep. Okay. And take that one, drop that back. There we go. And then these come in, and they then are supposed to connect. Come on. Unfold the feet, put the legs to the side and slide up to shorten, straighten. So these are supposed to just slide in. Ah, there we go. Ooh. Sort of. No. It really does feel like I'm doing something wrong here. Maybe. No. Right, there we go. I managed to get the legs in. You just got to sort of really force them all the way down. It always feels like I'm going to break, and I'd imagine for kids that's quite a little too forceful. So that's something to bear in mind. Something else we can do if we want to is we can take the back of the Lion Thunderzord, and this will supposedly fit onto the back of him. So I'm not quite sure where and how this is supposed to go. So locate tabs in. Okay, so something I've missed is you can actually extend this shoulders out, which makes all the difference. So that can then slide on like so if you wish it to. This head keeps dropping down. It's really, really annoying. In fact, I am really disappointed with this white tiger as a whole. And then finally we can fit the Thunderbird onto the white tiger by putting it on like so. It's supposed to have its tail as well. There we have our white tiger Mega Thunderzord, or Mega Tiger Zord, or whatever it's called. It's okay. I really don't like the ankles here. Trying to get those into position was also a lot of force, a lot more force than any kid's toy should have. Despite this being a really thick and tough kid's toy, I was really concerned that I was going to break it. As you can see, it's not the most stable of things. The other bits seem to fit on reasonably well. The head wants to keep dropping down, which is something I'm finding really annoying. Overall, it's okay. It's nothing special. If you've bought all the other Zords and you've got this, then it's great. You can play with it. If your kids have the 5 Zords, I think they're going to be quite happy, and I think they're definitely going to be a lot happier with the Thunder Megazord than they are going to be with this Mega Tiger Zord. There is a lot here that just feels disappointing. This is hitting... if you were to just buy the 5 Zords needed to make this one, you're hitting at £110, which is definitely even worse for your money than the Thunder Megazord. Overall, this one just feels a little disappointing and lacking. There isn't any articulation here beyond the arms. But there we have it. I think kids, potentially, if they can get around the limitations and the frustrations, are going to have some fun with this. I just feel that Thunder Zord has a lot more to offer and a lot more playability than this does. But there we have them. There is our Thunder Megazords from Playmates Toys. I hope you've enjoyed these videos. Thank you for watching. Until next time, stay safe. And remember, freedom is a right, not a privilege.